Okay. All right. Thanks so much for being on with us tonight, Suzanne. Suzanne, Shirley is a senior Ruby ambassador with Plexus, and she's on our sister sideline team. She's under Christine Weir, and she is just an amazing person, an amazing leader. She is very passionate about Plexus and bold, and so I'm just so excited to hear some of her tips and, of course, her story, too. We want you to share your story with us, Suzanne. For those of you who don't know Suzanne, she's had an amazing health journey, health testimony, and she's just inspirational to everyone, you know, just the things that she says, and amazing Christian, wonderful lady. So it's my honor to have Suzanne on our team call tonight. Our motivation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rebecca, what an amazing introduction. Wow. I appreciate you so much. You guys, you have such an incredible leader in Rebecca. She's been my friend for probably, has it been a year that we've just kind of been talking back and forth and helping each other and supporting each other? I don't think we really communicated much the very first year we were both in, but after we both progressed and became sort of successful, I guess you can call us that, sort of successful. Then we started talking, and it's just, Rebecca is such an amazing person. I don't have to say that because you guys know that, but I just absolutely adore her. She has so much integrity and passion and heart, and I just love her to pieces. So I'm so glad to be on. And just to share my story with you, Christine and I were high school best friends and college roommates. We met actually in middle school. And I know, yes, I'm looking at the chat. Yes. I know you guys adore her, and you should, because she's your team leader. So if you can't adore your team leader, then there's some stuff going on, let me tell you. So it's cool when you have that great dynamic. Feel free to post any kind of questions in the comments, and I will get to them as we go. But so Christine and I knew each other for years and years and years, and both very strong personalities, as you can tell. And sort of through our 20s and 30s, we started going in different directions, actually more in our early 30s. And we just sort of, you know, we're both teachers. I'm a secondary teacher. I've taught high school Spanish, upper level Spanish for my whole career. And of course, she's a kindergarten teacher. And eventually we were working in the same, I mean, I've always taught in the same district, but she eventually came to my district. We were both teachers of the year in our own schools and elected by our faculty, which was a very great honor. And so what I'm telling you that for is because I knew who she was, and I knew what kind of person that she was, and I knew how hardworking she was, and I basically knew her. So whatever she put her mind to, and whatever she said she was going to do, I believed her. And when she started doing Plexus and posting on Facebook, I just couldn't believe it. I was taken aback. I was shocked, and I just really had a bad taste in my mouth about network marketing. And so what I did is I kind of mocked her, and she knows that. I've told her that. I sort of made fun of her behind the scenes. I couldn't believe that she would post unflattering pictures of herself with fat rolls, and then next to it post this really pretty picture, because I'm like, the pretty picture doesn't matter if they're looking at your fat rolls. You know, I just couldn't see how she could overcome the fear of putting all that out there and thinking I could never do that. And I remember taking my phone over to my husband and telling him that, look at what she's putting on Facebook. And I would even text her and say, what are you doing? Does this stuff really work? It looks like you're sucking it in. Why don't you send me a picture where you're not sucking it in? And I literally said that stuff to her. And she's like, okay, I'm going to take a picture just for you without sucking it in. Excuse me for coughing. I'm getting over this stuff and it's still not gone. And so by the time I saw that she had become successful and she had more than doubled her income as a teacher, she posted a video, a why video. She had all these health testimony things, but that didn't really do anything for me. I had lost all this weight 10 years before with another program. It was very structured and I'd lost tons of weight. Right after that, I had a heart attack and I had become extremely healthy. That's after the weight loss. I had a heart attack. Unexplained, a blood clot. Still unexplained after all these tests. I was put on all this medication. But I was so healthy. I had a trainer. I was running. I thought I had health down. I was sick every 2 or 3 months with sinus infections, taking antibiotics, stress to the max. I felt like my job was killing me. And here she was over there making money. And both of us are red personalities. So I saw that she was making money, and that's what piqued my interest. And I said, okay, all right, let's see. And she said she was going to be a stay-at-home mom. I believed her. And I knew when she said she was going to do it, I knew she was going to do it. Because she doesn't say she's going to do something and not do it. So I contacted her. We went to breakfast. She sat down. She got me the comp plan. She laid it all out. She brought some little catalog. And, you know, that's what I take to every one-on-one meeting. I take the comp plan, which is the chart. I take a catalog. I take the power of 3. I think she had the power of 3 in there. And she showed me how she was going to make, how she had already made a certain amount of money and how she was going to make way more. The light bulb went on in my head. And I said, well, what do you do to do this? Like, what is it that you do to make all this money? And she told me, I post on Facebook. I answer people's questions. I this, I that. I'll show you what to do. I do it all the time. I'm like, you really make all this money by posting on Facebook? Yes. Okay, then I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. I went home. I signed up. My husband was so mad at me. He said, I thought you were never going to do one of these stupid things again. And I'm like, yeah, but I never knew anybody that was making a lot of money at it. And now I do. And I really do think this is really going to be an incredible opportunity. And I didn't think the products would do anything for me. I started them thinking if I'm going to do this and share this with people, I better start taking the products. Sorry. You have to understand the whole time I'm dying not to cough.
Oh,
There's like my throat is wanting to.
it's so hard to get over that once you have it. I know.
It is. I feel better, but the cough is still there. And so my husband was mad at me, and he was actually really mad at me for about 6 months, even though I started making money immediately. And he said, I thought you were not going to do one of these things again. And I said, this time I think it's going to be different than anything I've ever done before. And I had done 2 companies before. One was a massively huge company that's been around for decades. It's like a $7 billion company. It's huge. If I said the name, you'd know it. It's so saturated that everybody goes running when they hear the word. I pounded the pavement when I was in my early 20s doing that company, and I never got anywhere except for in debt. I bought too many of their products, and I bought too many of their training materials, and my sponsor told me not to do it, but I was determined that I was going to sell it, and I was going to become this great person. And honestly, that company made me think I could get rich, and that was a terrible mindset to be in when you're in your early 20s and you're a devout Christian. So that whole experience sort of ripped me up inside, and it made me really look down at network marketing companies, because I thought that all those people want to do is just get rich, and they promise you everything and they don't deliver. And it was so horrible. I was defeated, and I worked it for 6 long months. I was even called, I'm telling you a lot more of my story, but I was even called into my principal's office because I was calling the parents of my students like this. That's back before the internet. We're talking 1993, 4, 5, somewhere in there. I was calling him on the phone, cold calling him all the time. I had index card stacks this big from 2 or 3 years of teaching, and that's what I was doing. And he said to me, Suzanne, here is the board policy for this school district. On section such and such, it says that you cannot use any contacts in your school or anything related to start a personal business. You're going to cease and desist, or you're going to lose your job. Which one do you want more? Well, that just scared the living, out of me. So the next one I did was in my 30s, just because I wanted personal training. I wanted to pay for personal training. It was too expensive to afford it. So I bought my personal training, but it was a jewelry company. So guess what else I bought? A lot of jewelry. And the jewelry line changes every 3 or 4 months. They add new pieces. Then every 6 months, they change the whole thing. And half of the whole line is gone, and they replace it. They have new catalogs all the time. And I could buy it at 50% off. And it was so beautiful. I bought it all the time, and I just got in debt. So yeah, I bought my personal training, but I bought a lot of jewelry. I still own a lot of it. And that was just enough. I had to get out of that because I just it was ridiculous. I'd make money and then I'd spend it. And I had to do all these parties. all the time, dragging the step wherever I went. And it was exhausting on top of a 50-hour week as a teacher. I just couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. So that's why I was so averse to network marketing. I was so averse. I was completely a bad attitude about it. And that's why I was so skeptical, and that I made fun of her. I didn't make fun of her. It was like I was making fun of what she was doing because I thought it was dumb. Okay. And I'll just tell you right now, I made my products plus a car payment, my first check. And then the check just kept getting bigger, and just kept getting bigger. And by the time I think 3 months hit, I was able to pay my 15-year mortgage payment if I wanted to, which is 3 car payments. And because the 15-year mortgage payment is not tiny, it's not small. And by 17 months, I had nearly tripled my full-time income. And that was February of 2016. And so I kept on thinking, Lord, can I keep this income up so that I can leave teaching? Please. Yeah. February, March, April, May, same. And it just kept getting bigger. And I'm like, okay, bye teaching. And I left teaching. Now, the product story is this. Okay, hang on. I'm going to cough. Oh, I hate cough. Okay, so my product story is this. Off of all those things that I was taking that filled my medicine cabinet, no more. I'm only on a 12 milligram something, 3 kinds of that one thing. And then I was on 2 other kinds of another thing. And I was on another thing of another thing. And all that's gone. And this is a heart attack patient you're looking at. And what? Hello. And all the antibiotics that I was constantly on every 2 or 3 months, gone. That's gone. It took me, granted, I was just sick recently, but it took me 2 years to get to that. I spent 2 whole years without getting sick. I literally made it through 2 falls and 2 springs and 2 Christmases, and through all the kids and the germs at the school, and I didn't get sick. So that was pretty amazing, and I was blown away by it. And I can push away big plates of pasta and Chinese noodles and baskets of chips, where I used to be able to eat a whole large pizza and a gallon of ice cream without even thinking about it. Even after I'd lost all that weight, I still had a food addiction like a ravaged lion, and all that's gone. I can really say no to food. If I wanted to, I could still eat all that, but it's easier to say no now. And I realize that's because of a healthy gut and balanced and stabilized blood sugar. So it took me 3 weeks to go silver. I sponsored my husband. He was my 3rd ambassador. I started building a team under him. He takes the products. He is now supportive, very supportive, very supportive. He does not work the business. It's not something for him, but he supports me. In 4 months, I went gold. 2 months later, senior gold. 7 months later, I hit ruby. And then 3 months later, senior ruby. And I had been there, as of next month, it'll be a year at senior ruby. And you know what? I've been a little bit upset with myself because I haven't ranked this whole last year. And I wanted to rank emerald. I expected I was going to hit emerald in May of 2016 and walk across the stage and go to Kona in September and have my Lexus and all that and a bag of chips, and it didn't happen. But I will tell you this, Senior Ruby is not a bad place to park yourself for just about a year, but I will not stay there. I can't stand it. It's bugged me every single month. My team knows how much it bugs me, but they respect me and they love me. And, I just keep investing in my team, and I help them with everything that they do and what they need. And I realize that my rank will eventually take care of itself. We've had some issues with the back office and some shipping and credit card things that are out beyond our control. And, but I also look at myself and analyze what it is that I need to do was not doing in order to be successful. So I always tell you to always look at yourself, but be realistic, and don't rake yourself over the coals. If you know you're doing the best you can, I always told my students this. I'm a high school teacher. I inspire my team every single day, and I tell them, look, look, ask yourself this question. Are you doing the very best that you can with the time that you have during the day and with the energy that you have, because we only have so much energy and we only have so much time, with the mental, emotional energy that you actually have? Are you doing your best? And if the answer is yes, then you can't expect any more from yourself. But if you can see some place where you can give a little bit more without going crazy, without going nuts, without dying, we all have to sacrifice in order to be successful. But you can't expect more than what you're capable of. And you can't compare yourself to anyone else. I watched Christine go Emerald in 13 months. And here I am at month 25 at Senior Ruby. Just as talented, just as hardworking as she is. I'm not any different than she is. But we all have different networks, and we all have different issues, and we all had different time frames and journeys. And we just can't compare. We can't compare ourselves to anyone else. So I had to learn that. Okay. So sorry.
You're coughing and sick, Suzanne.
It's okay. Okay.
Yeah. I think you bring up a really good point to just not compare your journey and, realize that you're just as special, you're just as talented, and not to go down that road of comparing.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Correct. So now I have 1,522 people on my team. I have even more than Rebecca does, but I have enough to have 2 Emerald ranks, but with 1,520, usually it's, anywhere from 600 to 700 people. But that doesn't matter. I mean, do you see how she's Emerald and she's got 1,200 people? I'm Senior Ruby and I have 1,522 people as of a few days ago. You can't compare one person to the other, one rank to the other. We all have the same, there's like the same ranks as you go up, but they look different. If you were to look at her team, it's different than my team. We're comprised of different things. I have a very deep Senior Ruby leg. Like I have 2 Senior Rubies underneath me that are a level 3 and 4. It's a husband and wife team. Above them is a former student of mine who's a Senior Gold, and her husband is a Gold, but these 2 Senior Rubies are under him. They've passed their sponsor. So that leg is very deep, okay? And then I have on my team, I think I have 8 Senior Golds total. I have 23 total golds. A lot of those are deeper, levels 3 and 4 and 5. I have definitely level 1 golds and level 2 golds, but most of them are deeper down. And 4 of them have quit. They've built teams and they've quit. So what I'm saying is Rebecca's team looks different than mine. You can't take numbers and compare numbers. Like her team number is this, my team number. It doesn't matter. Even if they're somewhat close in number, you just can't compare it because they're laid out differently. They're laid out. So that's why I'm saying you have to just work your journey. And you have to put these blinder things on and just not look over here, not look over there. Just, okay, God, what do you have for me today? What do you have for me today? Who are you going to bring to me? Who can I bless? Who can I help? And that's what you do. You worry about you, and then you help everybody on your team that you can without killing yourself, because you can't help everybody once you have a team that's pretty big. So, okay, what I wanted to talk to you tonight, and I've already talked to Rebecca, and she's totally approved everything. I wanted you to know that. What I wanted to talk to you tonight is about duplication, about how to form a system with your team in your organization, how to bring about longevity, and how to try to avoid or reduce attrition. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. I'll say it again. This is the teacher in me. I'm going to repeat. We're going to talk about duplication and how to do that by having a system in place. We have to have a system. If we don't have a system, how can we duplicate? And we're going to talk about longevity and how to bring that about in our organization. And we're also going to talk about how to prevent or do as much as we can to reduce attrition. If you don't know what attrition is people that decide to start the journey and then they quit and they give up and they they leave Plexus. They might still be in your back office. Their name and address appears there, but they're not buying anything. They're not taking the products. They're not doing anything. They're gone. Okay. Attrition is a part of network marketing. So don't think that you can just get rid of it. You're never going to get rid of attrition, just like you're never going to get rid of fungus in your gut. You're going to reduce the level of it, but you're never going to get rid of it. So we want to reduce and manage attrition, but you're never going to get rid of it. A third of the people are going to be coming in. A third of the people are going to be doing something. And a third of the people are going to be going out the door at all times. So we constantly have to be pouring into that funnel because it's like a big pool of water with a drain at the bottom. And it's always draining. So if you stop pouring into the pool, the drain is going to eventually deplete. Okay, so let me talk about how you do these things. The first thing you need to do is you need to sign up ambassadors the right way. Okay, so what do I mean when you sign up ambassadors the right way? Well, I'm not talking about the actual go to the computer and punch in the information and sign them up. Okay, the sign up process or the prospecting is what you do before you get to the computer. And a lot of times people are spending a lot of time texting and copying and pasting some text. Here's how you sign up. Here's information on the triplex. Here's information on how to buy Plexus, preferred, retail, wholesale. Here's information. Here's my link to my website. Go take a look. Those things I hate to tell you, but I never do those anymore. I know that sounds crazy. You might do that. And there's sometimes I do copy and paste because there's no reason to constantly type that stuff out. What I'm telling you is not to not copy and paste, but what I am telling you to do is do more of this. Getting on the phone. And Rebecca, you can't see me, so I'm going to say I'm
unmuting myself to say amen, pick up the phone. I like that.
You have to do this because I'm telling you something, what our business is, we sit behind a computer like this and we talk and we type and we type and we copy and we paste and we type, but eventually that's going to lead to this. And if it never leads to this, you're not going to sponsor anyone. You're going to just recruit a bunch of tire kickers. What's a tire kicker? It's somebody who checks out Plexus for a while to see if this works. And then in 30 to 60 days, they're gone. Okay? So you need to do this. Get on the phone. Once you've typed enough, make a connection, get on the phone with people. If it's a friend that you know, if it's an acquaintance, whoever it is, you've got to eventually move it to the phone or in person, face-to-face, if you live in the same town. You've got to connect with people. And what I'm talking to you is the difference between, you can write this down, this is the topic I'm on, the difference between recruiting and sponsoring. The difference between recruiting and sponsoring. When I was brand new, I did a lot of recruiting. I did a lot of texting and copying and pasting, and here's my web address. Texting, copying and pasting, answer the questions, 3 ways to buy. Here's how you sign up. Here's what the triplex is. Here's my website. I did a lot of that until I realized it didn't work. And then I realized you got to talk to these people. Hello. And I learned that pretty quickly. So what I'm talking about is sponsorship. When you sponsor someone, you're pouring out your life's blood for them. You're helping them. What you are is a consultant. You are a solver of problems, so to speak. You find out what is it they're suffering from. What is it that they are dealing with in their lives? Find out about their family. What's their home life like? What's their health like? What does their average day look like? Do they go to the gym? Do they have time to work out? Are they working 60-hour weeks? What are you doing? Do you ever get to see your husband? How much time do you get to spend with your kids? You're going to start to identify their why the more you ask them questions. Tell them a little bit about yourself to disarm them. You're not going to try to pry into their life, but you're making a connection. And then what you're doing is you're going to find out all these things so that you can solve their problem. You are literally going to solve the problem that they have, whether it be with health or finances, because 90% of the time, people have health or financial problems. And guess what you have? The answer. You have the answer to that. So this is so important to the phone. Connect with them. So eventually, once you've explained the products and what they've done for your life and what they've done for your sponsor's life and other people that you know in Plexus, they've changed their life, then now they are ready to get going. But you're not to the point where you get to the computer yet. You're not signing them up yet. You're not on the computer screen yet with the Plexus Evo or whatever it is, the www.shopmyplexus.com / whatever your name is. You're not there yet. No, because you need to explain the different ways to get started in Plexus. And when you do that, you need to do so with confidence. You need to find out their level of commitment. And if their level of commitment is this, well, I'm not so sure about this. I'm not so sure about this, you know. I could go over here to the store and buy me some Slim Fast or some Hydroxycut. This sounds like to me that, I don't know. Well, their belief level is not too high. Either that or you've not explained it correctly. I'm so sorry. Or they're just not ready to change their life. Their commitment level isn't there. But it's up to you to determine that. And your passion and your belief in the product and in what our opportunity is, what we have to offer, that is right there is going to elicit more of a commitment from them. They're going to say, man, I really want to do this. If you are passionate and your belief level is high and you talk about your team as if, and if you don't have a team below you, then I'm talking about your team above you. You're a part of a team, a bigger team. That's the team you're talking about. We have a team culture of people that love each other. We're a volunteer army. We link arms. So these people are going to get a part of your team. They're going to get your commitment. They're going to be you're going to invest your life into them. You want to see what level of commitment they can give to you. You don't want to just bring people on your team as an ambassador if they're not willing to commit to 90 or more days. I always like to go 6 months. I tell my people when they're talking to me on the phone and they say, well, I think I want to give this a try. I'm going to say, now stop right here for a moment. I want you to understand something. These are plant products. They're not drugs. Some people feel the effects of them immediately. Others do not because they're so unhealthy. They've got a lot of toxic things going on in their bodies. So you're going to have to give this a nice long commitment. And I always tell people, look, 6 months is a really great time to commit to. You want to see a transformation in your health, then you're going to commit to about 6 months. Now, I'll take whatever level of commitment that you're ready to give me. But to join my team, a minimum of 90 days. If you want to join my team as an ambassador. Because honestly, what they're getting with your team is they're getting a family. They're getting your commitment. They're getting your time, your effort. And you're going to teach them and hold their hand, encourage them. And you can't do that with somebody that's just kicking tires just to see if this is going to work so that they can get their money back in 60 days. If that's the kind of person that you're talking to and they're not willing to commit and they were like, oh, I'm ready to, here's the thing, I'm ready to try this, but I'm not so sure it's going to work. So I just really am thinking that I might be able to use that 60-day money back guarantee. That's where I'm comfortable right now. Okay, so then your options are two other things. You can purchase at retail, which is a full price. There's no contract. Okay? Or you can purchase as a preferred customer. It comes with a 30-day auto ship. You get a 10% discount, so at least you're getting that. Okay? And that way you can get your money back. But my team is sacred. Protect your team, okay? Sign ambassadors to your team. Let them have the wholesale opportunity. Absolutely. We want to let people have the best thing that's best for them if they don't want to pay all that extra money. Absolutely. But we need to make sure that we are getting the right commitment out of them before we just let them in the front door so that they turn their back order off in 2 days or in 30 days or in 60 days. And by the way, when we join people, our team, we join with a welcome pack. Not just a bag of Slim, a welcome pack. They've got to pick out a welcome pack. I always say triplex. Triplex is the only option when I talk to people. They're going to get the most health benefits from the triplex. And then once they're on the triplex, if you want to add accelerator, let's add accelerator. Let's add some X factor. Let's add boost. Let's add Mega X. Let's add whatever else to that. But we start with the triplex because we're going to get some results, big time results. And I'm going to hold their hand through that. And so that's how I sponsor people. You know, I really make sure that they have a commitment. They have a welcome pack. They've got a long-term commitment, and they agree to turn on a back order, which leads me to the next topic that I want to talk about. The backup work.
Oh,
go ahead.
I'm just going to, since you took a break to cough. Yeah, I mean, I think that's really important what you're emphasizing is that when you're talking to people about signing up, because I think sometimes we sign up people and we say, hey, and we have that 60-day money-back guarantee. So we're like putting it in their head to think, okay, I can get out of this if I want to. So they've already planted the seed of getting out of it or stopping it or quitting or giving up. I mean, I am guilty of throwing that out there totally. But I think you bring up a good point to just remember to really emphasize commitment and emphasize really, truly. I mean, I know it gives a 60-day, but really any doctor will tell you, you know, with any kind of program or prescription meds even, people need like a 90-day at least to really, truly try something out and see results. So I think it's good to have that conversation with people and really emphasize that you're going to be here with them to help them, encourage them in their journey. And our team page is great about that. But yeah, if you just have somebody that just wants to try it and dabble in it and peace out, then they're probably not going to stick around. I think you're right.
And the other thing is the back order is so important because, you know, I think that some people now have an aversion to mentioning the back order to these people when they're signing them. And by the way, this conversation doesn't happen during the sign-up process when you're on the computer. This is before you get to the computer. You're explaining the commitment, the requirement in order to join the team. You're talking about the welcome pack and the importance of the triplex and the fact that they're going to get the most health benefits. You're talking about the commitment to the backup order. If you have your backup order on, you're going to have your products every single month. You're never going to have to go in and place an order if they're a wholesale ambassador. If they're going to work their business, their back order is going to be on, and you're not even going to have to worry about it. I'm talking about people that you sponsor that want the discount, that say they might want to sell someday. You know, those are the people that we've got to be careful and pre-qualify and not just let them in the front door if they're not going to commit with a welcome pack, a back order, and a minimum of 90 days. Because your team should be sacred. I'm not saying build a massive customer base. I personally have, you're going to laugh, one customer. One customer. I'm all about sponsoring ambassadors, but I go about it to the point where these people that join me, they're going to give me a commitment. They're going to give me a commitment. And they know because, look, if all they're going to give me is 5 pay points per month, which is $15, they're getting the better end of the deal. I'm giving them my life's blood, my time, exposure to my amazing sacred team, and every single thing. They're getting the wholesale discount. They're getting a website, all these great things, but I get $15. Do you see what I'm saying? So we've got to pre-qualify people if we want to prevent attrition and maximize longevity. Okay, so I think I've made that point. Speaking with posture, speaking with confidence, explaining before you get to the sign-up process. All of this should either be on the phone, in person, talking about welcome packs, talking about the importance of a back order, never missing your products, explaining that customers have back orders anyway. The preferred customer has a 30-day auto ship. Why in the world should an ambassador be opposed to a 30-day auto ship when customers do it and they pay more money? Do you see the paradigm problem?
That's a really good point.
That is a very good point to make to them. In other words, like protect your business. Just don't let tire kickers front. You're going to be pulling your hair out when they turn off their back order because you didn't pre-qualify them. So that's why, which is when you're signing them up, You have already explained all these things, so the sign-up procedure should not involve you having to explain the back order, you having to explain what welcome pack. They've already talked about what welcome pack they're going to get. They already know what the back order is going to do. They already know that they have control over it. They can turn it on, they can turn it off. There's no contract. They're not looped into anything. No one's going to pull money out of their account. They have complete control over it. They can set it to conditional to where it'll never ship to them. If they always go in and place a manual order, just make sure you explain that to them with confidence and posturing. Oh, they have control over the whole thing. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. They've got the biggest freedom of being an ambassador and the lowest cost available, and they have you as a committed guide and leader. I think that they've got the best deal ever. So the cool thing is when they start wanting to share. So how do you get an ambassador started the right way? This is another way to prevent attrition and to provide longevity to your business. This is the system I'm talking about. So your sign up has to have a system, and your getting them started has to have a system as well. Okay, so let me backtrack just one little second. I forgot to mention this. When you're signing up or getting a new person, a prospect interested in what you have as an ambassador on your team, you need to involve your upline. How do you do that? 3-way chats, my friends. Here's an example. Here's Joni, for example. Let's say Joanne. Joanne's over here. She's got her friend Cindy that's interested in Plexus. Joanne is an ambassador. Her sponsor is Rebecca. But she's got her friend Cindy who's interested in Plexus. So Joanne, who has talked to Cindy 20 times at work or posted on Facebook, and Cindy has started asking questions, or maybe Joanne has cold contacted her and said, Cindy, you would love Plexus. Oh my gosh, you just got to try this. This is so great. So now Cindy wants to know, okay, what is this all about? You could take all this time and try to explain it. But let me tell you what is way more powerful. Here's what's way more powerful. You say, Cindy, I would love to answer your questions, and actually I probably could. But let me tell you something. I just know that Plexus works. It's amazing. Let me introduce you to my friend Rebecca. She has this incredible story. It's going to blow your mind. So you throw Cindy into a text with Rebecca, your upline, and you say, hey, Rebecca, this is my friend Cindy who's interested in Plexus. Cindy, this is Rebecca. Rebecca's got this great, amazing story and so much success. Rebecca, would you share your story with my friend Cindy? And then you zip it. And Rebecca comes in and she says, hey, Cindy, I'm Rebecca. It's so nice to meet you. I would love to share my story with you. She shares her story, puts a before and after picture, and then she talks to Cindy personally. And Joanne just sits there and watches it and learns and pays attention to the whole process. And Rebecca ends up sponsoring Cindy for Joanne. Rebecca is the sponsor. She's doing all the work, but Joanne gets the ambassador. Joanne is also learning at the same time how to sponsor someone. And she's taking notes. Okay, this is how you talk about the triplex. And this is what you say when you try to offer the different types of ways to buy Plexus. And this is how you get them to commit. And this is how Joanne is learning at the same time. So it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. So I'm telling you, third-party validation is the most powerful thing ever. You need to be doing that, and it needs to become a system. Every single time you have someone interested in Plexus, don't sit there and go blah, 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 blah. Immediately, Cindy, I would love to talk to you more about it, but first, let me introduce you. Just be bold. First, let me introduce you to my friend Rebecca, who knows everything, and she's got this great story. Let me just throw you in a chat and just go ahead and do it. Don't wait. No, wait, I don't want to do that. No, just do it. Throw her in there. And she is going to be blown away to hear Rebecca's story. Okay? Just be bold, be a little bossy, and just do it. You're going to be amazed at how you sponsor when your sponsor or your upline gets involved. Now, Rebecca can't do a three-way chat for every person on this team, but hopefully each of you has a sponsor. If you don't have a good sponsor that's working hard, go above, obviously, and have that next person above do your three-way chat. But Rebecca, will start with you. And I think most of the time you guys are already doing this three-way chat thing. So that's before you get them to sign up. Then they're signing up the right way. You've pre-qualified them. You've got them committed. They're ready to go. Welcome pack back order. Now, you're on a Zoom with this person because you're on a three-way chat. You got a three-way chat. They just signed up. So now guess what? They already know Rebecca, the sponsor, the upline. So we're going to schedule, hey, Cindy, when's a good time for you in the next couple of days? 4 o'clock or 7 o'clock? Monday or Tuesday, and you schedule a new ambassador training meeting within the first 48 hours. That's when the excitement is at the top peak of all time. Before the welcome pack gets there, before the products, before the success kit arrives, that's when they're so excited they just can't stand it. And they're still asking questions, right? And so you schedule a three-way Zoom, face-to-face or in person at a restaurant. Try to do it that way because Zooms are powerful. Okay, and in that Zoom, you're going to cover 5 topics, 5 things. And guess what? Cindy gets to meet Rebecca in person now. So Cindy doesn't just have Joanne, she has Rebecca. She doesn't just have Joanne's help, she has Rebecca's help. So what are the 5 things you're going to cover in that Zoom? Number 1, you're going to cover the why. Go over the why. And don't just let them say, well, I want to make $500 or $600 extra a month. That's what I want to do. Well, that's not good enough because I hate to tell Cindy, but if all you want is $500, $600 a month, that's great. But is that going to help you work this business when 20 people tell you no? I had a girl the other night tell me on a new ambassador Zoom that she really wants this. Why do you want this? Well, my family, we never get to go anywhere. We never get to go out to eat or go on any sort of we can't go to an amusement park on the weekends or anything. So I really want to, I said, really, is that going to help you work your business? You want to go to a restaurant once a week with your family? Let's think about that. And she was like, oh my God, she's really attacking me. I'm like, no, I love you. I want to help you. I want to help you, girl. So if you really want to do this, we're going to have to dig in there until you start crying a little bit. I mean, seriously, you got to get tapped deep. So, okay, why do you really want that 5 or 6? Okay, you want to go out to eat. Why? Why do you want to go out to eat? Well, because my husband's always working. Oh, so the husband works. How many hours does he work? Well, he works 60 or 70 hours a week. Okay, so your husband works 60 to 70 hours a week. So does that mean you never get to see him? No, I never get to see him. And so, well, what else? What happens as a result of you never getting to see him? Well, we're always arguing all the time. Well, why are you arguing? Because we never get to see each other and because we're always paying all these bills. What bills? Well, we're sort of a little bit in debt. Okay, now we're hitting pay dirt. So you're arguing, you never get to see your husband, and he's working 60 and 70 hours a week. So really you need that $500 or $600 to get some relief in your life. Now do you see how she's going to work the business for that? People don't know why they want to do this. They know they need to earn some money. They don't know why. You got to help them determine what that why is. And when that girl started going, it's just killing me. And he's working so hard. And I never can. I'm like, you just hit it, girl. You need to write that out. I'm like, look. And her sponsor was like, that's it. That's it. So we were both telling her. It's like we were cheering her on. And I'm like, I loved being on those new ambassador Zooms because that girl now has a friend in me. She doesn't just have a friend and her sponsor. She's got me on her side. And so I'm like, look, write that out and send it to your sponsor. Let her read it. And you guys talk about it. That's amazing. So the why. Number 2, short-term goals. Short-term goals should always be silver and 500 PV, whichever one comes first. So silver is 3 people directly sponsored underneath her. She's going to get a $100 bonus, some business building bonuses. And if she's shooting for 500 PV, well, she's going to get a nice commission out of that. Okay. So might not get it all at one time, but through the next, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, those are good short-term goals to have. And when she hits that, her products are paid for. So now guess what? She goes into detox. Is she going to turn off her back order because it's so hard being in detox and there's no fat loss and I'm bloated and all this? Okay, well, I'm not going anywhere because I've got a paycheck in my hand. Hello? So now do you see how there's no attrition? When you Zoom with people, you get them to silver, you get their dream down on paper, their why, you get their short-term goals. The next thing you're going to get is resources. Plug them into some resources. You all have a team page. There's a file section on the team page. There's videos on the team page. Plexus Power Tools is a great resource. The Plexus Worldwide YouTube channel, the plexuslearningcenter.com thing on the internet. And I always give them a list of 5 Diamond Ambassadors that they need to go follow on Facebook and submit to their YouTube channel and start subscribing and watching videos there. Sarah Marble, Sonia Dudley, Melissa Eichenhorst, Christy White, Tamara Holloway. There's 5 good ones right there. And there's a million more where that came from. If you need me to list them again, you want me to do it? Sarah Marble, Sonia Dudley, Christy White, Melissa Eichenhorst. What's the other one? Tamara Holloway. There you go. There's some good ones. And so I give them a minimum of 5 people to go follow on Facebook as diamonds. They can go click follow, you know. If you want to give them a list bigger than that, if they can handle it. Okay, so your why, your short-term goals, your resources, right? Now they have their upline and their sponsor that they can get a hold of. So that's another resource. Next thing is the Franks list. Franks list. Sometimes people are like, what's a Franks list? We're going to have to tell them FRANKS. Friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighborhood connection, kid connections, service organization, spousal. The S could stand for spousal or service organization connections. Like all your spouse's friends, there you go. Add them to it. And sometimes people are like, well, I don't know 100 people. You need 100 people on a piece of paper. Well, I don't know 100 people. Okay. Who's your aunt? Who's your uncle? Who's your brother? Who's your sister? Who's your mom? Who's your mother-in-law? Who's your father-in-law? Do you have any siblings? Do you have any in-laws? Do you have any best friends? Do you have any friends of friends? What about your husband's father, your husband's mother, your husband's son, your husband's what? I mean, I don't care. Just start going through it. Who was your favorite teacher? Who is the person that cleans your laundry at the dry cleaning service? Do you have somebody that does your nails? Do you go down to, whatever, who mows your lawn? I mean, start going through things and help them to jog their memory and get a minimum of 20 people down to where they can start reaching out and tell them, look, you got to get on the phone with some of these people. Tell them about Plexus, and guess what they're going to do? Put them in a 3-way chat. Put them in a 3-way chat. Okay, so get on the phone, text them, say, oh, we got to talk about this. This is so great. This thing is changing my life. Da-da-da-da. Okay, what is it? You wouldn't believe, oh my gosh, it's Plexus and it's this health thing and it's amazing. I wish I could tell you all about it. Will you listen to my sponsor for no, don't say sponsor. Will you listen to my friend Rebecca talk for maybe 10 minutes and tell you about it? This is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Get them on a 3-way chat. Rebecca's going to get them on a Zoom and sign them up. Trust me. I've done it. You go from a 3-way chat to a Zoom and you sign them up like online right then and there. It's incredible. And you can get somebody to silver doing that. Okay, so I said why. I said short-term goals. I said resources. Then I said Frank's list, because you're going to have to help them write it. And the last thing is posting on Facebook. You mean I have to post on Facebook? I don't have a testimony. Well, yes, you don't need a testimony. Did you know that? Here's what you type. You say, here, you send it to them, like on a text, you say, I'm going to type it in the little thing right here. Hey, hold on. Hey, you guys. I just stumbled across an amazing natural product that helped my friend Rebecca have better sleep, more energy, and less cravings, period. Who wants to do this with me? Question mark. Boom. See it? They don't need a testimony to write that. You don't even, well, I think I want to try. No. Watch. When they start saying they want to just kind of try the products and see if it works before they share, you don't even let them say it. You be bold and gutsy and you say, look, you don't even have to worry about a testimony. Look, I always tell them, because this is the truth. When I started Plexus, day one, 0 paycheck, 0 people on my team, no testimony. I started telling everybody Christine's story. Everybody, look at these pictures of this girl. You wouldn't believe, look at that. See what she did? That's 7 days. Can you believe that? Well, what is it? Well, you wouldn't believe what it is. My gosh, this stuff just comes from plants. Can you believe that does it? Look, they're like, give me some of that. I mean, seriously, you don't have to have a story. You go share somebody else's story. And that's what that is. Hey, you guys, I just stumbled across an amazing natural product that helped my friend Rebecca have better sleep, more energy, and less cravings. Who wants to do this with me? No testimony required. You tell them to post that on Facebook. But here's the thing. When you tell them to post that on Facebook, the sponsor better be ready and the upline better be ready. Because guess what's going to happen? What is this? More information. Tell me more. What is this? More information. Tell me more. And each one of those people gets thrown in a 3-way chat. And, oh my gosh, Cindy, you won't believe what this is. I wish I could answer all your questions. All I know is this stuff works. Hey, but my friend Rebecca knows everything. She's got this great testimony. Rebecca, will you tell Cindy your story? Same scenario. Rebecca comes in. Hey, Cindy, this is my story. I can't wait to help you, blah, blah, blah. What seems most interesting to you? She sponsors the girl. And then all of a sudden, this Facebook post with 15 questions under there gets that girl to silver. And she's got a paycheck in her hand. And you're not going to lose people from your business. You're going to have people stay. And they're going to love the products. And they're going to get through detox. And they're going to go, oh, how awesome this stuff is. And oh, how amazing it is that I got paid so quick. And that's how you do it. Speech over.
Hey, Suzanne, that's awesome. Really good. No,
I'm not original here. I got that from Amy Paul and Tamara Holloway.
Yeah. Well, you really bring up some really good points, definitely. I think we do a lot of that. We do a lot of 3-way chats and adding your sponsor. And I do believe that's very effective, and I know you've seen it on your team as well. So I think it's a good thing to do.
The people who are willing to do this will win. The people who I text, okay, here's a scenario. I'm just going to say this. I have a level 1, whoever that may be. I'm not naming anybody because it could be any of them. When they sponsor a new ambassador. Hey, I'm just going to pull out this name. Hey, Janine. I don't have anybody on my team named Janine. Hey, Janine, I just see that you sponsored this girl named Tracy. Hey, guess what? We got to get a Zoom going now. We got to schedule a Zoom between the next 24 to 48 hours. Let's get going. If Janine is too afraid to approach Tracy about meeting the sponsor, she doesn't want to rock the boat. Well, Tracy said she just wants to try the products. You know what? That's okay, Janine. We're going to talk to her about the product. Let's get her to have a better understanding about the product. While you're there, you're going to ask her why. Why did you start Plex? Because I want to get healthy. I want to lose some weight. See, you're going to talk. Okay, so what's some short-term goals? I'm telling you, do the same thing with anybody. Get them seeing that they can earn some money. And all of a sudden, you've got a person who just wanted to try the products to, I want to get some money. I want to get paid. So I'm telling you, that new ambassador, if you can get somebody on your team to be bold enough to schedule the new ambassador Zoom, you're going to have retention. It's going to work. It's going to be golden. But when the people on my team are not willing to do that, they have themselves to blame. I can't make them set up that call.
Yeah,
they have to
get out of, I think you do have to get out of your comfort zone and, and realize that you're just sharing your story. You're just having your friend share her story too. And it builds that third party validation, which sometimes can really be the thing that gets the people off the fence. Yeah.
Correct.
All right, Suzanne. Well, I know I don't want to be, I know it's later at your house than it is mine.
I'm good.
I don't want to keep you too late. And I know we have some people that are over in Illinois and Indiana on. So, but
yes, 3-way phone calls are good too. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you can give it, and keep them to 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Because what it is it's third party validation. It's powerful. Powerful. In fact, a third party tool is powerful. Think about this. If you're talking to somebody and you're trying to tell them what is plexus, wouldn't it be better if you just sent them the glimpse of plexus video and had them watch it and then told, hey, what are a couple of your takeaways from that? Mm-hmm. Third party tool. Look, third party validation is powerful. And if you can get in the habit of doing a third party tool just to get them interested, once they're interested and they want to hear more, then you use your third party validation with your upline. I'm telling you, that must be a part of your system. It's better than you going like this for 35 minutes trying to tell somebody what plexus is. Trust me, even if you have the greatest testimony and the largest paycheck, send them a video. I still do it. I don't sit there and go blah, blah, blah with somebody for 30 minutes on the phone. They're wanting to turn me off. They don't know what this is. Even if I'm the most successful person ever. I tell you, the most successful people that I went to mastermind. I'm sorry, Rebecca. Am I keeping them on too long?
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe. We should probably just finish up in the next few minutes, I think. Because we usually just go like an hour at the most.
Last thing and I'm done.
Okay.
We went to mastermind, and every person is a multimillionaire on the stage. Every person. And every multimillionaire on the stage uses third-party tools. Even though they have the greatest testimony. I mean, look at them. They're multimillionaires. Why don't they just sit there and talk for 30 minutes to somebody about their thing? No. Hey, I'll tell you what. Best way to contact you. Let me send you this little video. See what you think about it, and I'll be back. Facebook, let's friend each other on Facebook. Here, let me have your email. Let me have your phone number. I'll text that to you. Send them a video. Contact it. Have you watched the video? Hey, have you seen the video? Okay, tomorrow night? Okay, great. I will give you a call at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Then you call them at 7 p.m. tomorrow night and ask them if they watched the video. It's only 30 minutes. And then you can get them, oh, well, I thought that it was really cool that such and such had less problems with whatever, and that such and such was able to earn money now that her husband is home. Oh, well, I tell you what, would you be interested? No, don't say interested. Would you be open to chatting for about 10 minutes with this incredible gal who has this amazing testimony that I know? She's one of my friends. Well, I think I might be able to do that. And then get her on the phone with your upline. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to sponsor them. Like a charm. Third party.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Okay, that's it.
No, I just, you know what? You're always so inspiring to listen to. And you gave us some good nuggets of wisdom to, I like your 5 steps of what you go through when you talk to that new ambassador in that training and to do it within the 48 hours. So you've given us some good things to put into play. And I just love your passion. You're always so passionate about what you're doing. And I know Emerald is coming for you, girl. So we're cheering.
And I'm coming to Phoenix too. And I can't wait to meet all of you. I can give you hugs.
Yes, that'll be awesome.
You know I'm long-winded, so get ready. I'll be long-winded in Phoenix. Shocker. You can leave. There's a door there. You can walk out of it. So.
No.
So there are some questions in the chat.
Oh yeah, there was a question about Crystal had a question. Would you recommend doing a 3-way chat with preferreds? So I'm not sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Well, for one,
Okay,
you don't really,
they are.
sometimes you don't even know if they're going to be preferred or if they're going to be, are you talking about a prospect, like somebody that's trying to decide if they're going to be preferred or joining, or is she talking about a three-way
Yes.
with a preferred?
Any prospect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Any prospect, three-way call, three-way chat. Once they're, thank you. It's such a blessing to be on. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you. SM Foster 26.
Sarah. Sarah.
Yeah. Hey, Sarah. So yes, everybody, three-way chat, three-way call. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you never know which way they're really going to go anyway. And if they decide to be a customer, then fine. If they want to join, fine. But, you know, just to make those connections, and especially for people that are new and aren't sure what to say, or maybe, you know, I think you have to get with your sponsor and say, look at my messages I've been sending, you know, and take constructive criticism. Maybe your message is saying way too much, or maybe you're saying things that are making them run the other way. And so that's why the three-way chat is good, because people can see from what you're saying to that person how it works the best, how they always end in a question, how they get them to, you know, bounce the ball back and communicate.
Someone said, which video is best? Remember several months ago, I think back in August or so, we made the Glimpse of Plexus video. Does anyone remember that? Guess what? It's on my YouTube channel. Just go to YouTube and type in Suzanne Shirley. You're going to find it's a 30-minute video. It's called A Glimpse of Plexus. Yep. Christine leads the discussion. We go through the triplex and X factor. We have my testimony, her testimony. Rebecca's is on there. She's on there. You're going to have Cassie and Kyle Rainey. Their testimony's on there. So we have 4 testimonies, the triplex and X factor, the basics of plexus. And it's short, it's sweet, and it's powerful. And being the fact that Rebecca is in the video, you say, and this is my friend Rebecca. See, third-party validation right there. This is my friend Rebecca. Look at her, you know. So the video, and then that would probably encourage them to talk to Rebecca if Rebecca is your sponsor.
Yeah. All right, lady. Well, thank you, friend, so much for coming on tonight. It's been a real pleasure. And
thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, all of you. Gloria. Thank you, Anna Mercado.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. I'm going to end the recording. Thank you, Suzanne.
I'll see you in Phoenix in March. Mwah.
Right. Thanks.
Good night.
Good night. Oh, you got me.